It's crazy what can happen if you change your mindset at least a little bit. If you focus on things where everything is dependent on the bigger picture. So what I mean by that is if we stop focusing on day to day, week to week, month to month, and like year to year stuff, if we stop focusing on material stuff or stop focusing on things that we assume is bond, that we assume is word, is Bible, right? Like if we stop thinking that everything someone has told us in our environment holds weight, or if we think it matters, or if we think we don't do it, we're gonna fail. If we stop that thinking and look at the bigger picture and the bigger scope of life, look at the world as our doorstep instead of our zip code, not only can our life change dramatically, we will actually evade a lot of things that we think is normal. Like we think toxicity is normal. We think that being broke is normal, right? We think that being sick and getting common colds are normal. You know, the standard has been set so low. You guys get what I'm saying? Because of the environment we're in. It doesn't matter our race, age, sex, financial status. We're all put in this box of the non-one percenters or the elite. But we don't have to have major influence, power, connections, and financial backing to live a good quality of life. If we simply change our environment, and I'll put it to you like this: if you guys grew up in a state or a city, and you know all these people around you, 9 times out of 10, if you stay in that city or zip code going into your late teens, into your early 20s, late 30s, right? You're staying through your beginning years of adulthood trying to build your life. There's a lot of environmental factors, people, number one, places and things, and everything that branches from it, that's gonna hold you back. That's gonna hold you back. Some people may even kill you, again, financially, physically, emotionally. So now think of the bigger picture here. If the country or if your state has the same legislation that runs the country as far as the feds, if you see statistics around a similar group of people throughout the nation, if everybody is feeling the same way or having to go through the same minutia to make ends meet wherever you're at in the country, then maybe it's time to move out the country. Now I know, obviously, if people are gonna move out of their state, city, or zip code, why would they move out the country? So I can't talk to those people, and that's not gonna resonate with those type of people. But when I talk about change, there's a rewiring that has to happen. You can't commit to the understanding that America is number one. In a sense, they're number one, in my opinion, in a sense of influence, which is good and bad. Could be mostly bad, but there's some good in it. But you can't succumb to America being the greatest place on this earth if it's killing you. You can't. You can't. And it's killing us, whether we know it or not. Just how we could be in a deadbeat relationship, or just how we could be getting our hands slapped at work even though we arrive and do our stuff and we don't get that raise, it's killing us, whether we know it or not. It's the same shit. It's just worse. Because this could affect your genealogy, your kids after you, right? And this could affect your overall quality of life today and in the future. So look past the facade, because I promise you, I put everything I own and will own in this life. I promise you that these elitists, 1%, or even some of these people in the 5% that has connections with your mayors and your polices and your governments, right? They're not, the face, but they have those pulls, right? These people they got timeshares, they got properties, and they got second families outside of the United States of America. They do. And you won't know until you start seeing it and start leaving the house, leaving the American house, that is. We're working too hard, we're working too hard. We're not moving the needle enough. Like, you know how you don't put enough gas in there because you're broke and you're thinking you're trying to save money or stretch your dollar into the next day or next week and the needle doesn't move? That's what we're doing in the States. It ain't working. It's not enough, and it never will be. But if we change our environment, not only can we get more, we can get more at lesser effort. Quality of life. People think because I make $400,000 or $500,000 a year, I'm good. But it's two things. How are you making it? Matter of fact, three things. Morally. How are you making that much money morally? That's for one. So miss me with all the other shit. You guys know what I'm talking about. Morals. Number two. How hard or how long is it taking you? Or how long has it taken you to make that much money? Over years accumulated, how many hours you work per day, per week, per month, per year to make and sustain that income? That's number two. And number three, what is your expenses around that income? Because people are like, I make six figures, right? Or I make this, and their expenses is at 50 to 75% of that income, which is a lot of expenses if your income is that high. In my opinion, what do I know? So you guys got to start looking past these metrics that you know people are making or that you're trying to ascertain to, because it's going to kill you in the long run. People aren't going to admit they're drowning at that much money. They're not going to admit it because it proves that all this is a hoax. But people are drowning even if they make that much money. So how much more are people drowning making 2/3, 3/4, right? 300% less of that. So think about that shit, guys. I'm not telling y'all to do anything or outside of thinking. I'm gonna tell y'all to think. But look around, look at the metrics, and then follow your intuition. Look at how does your gut feel at the end of the day? At the end of the day, I don't need to ever make these videos long. I want to promote thought-provoking actions. The physical stuff will come later once it hits for you and you have your own epiphany. But what I've experienced in a year has told me and has taught me, it's angered me a bit too, that over the last 15 to 20 years of programming, right, I've went the wrong direction. I've had, whether it's my fault or not. Because we were wired for a certain direction. We were wired for control, we were wired for exhaustion, and we were wired to live a poor quality of life. That's it. Now we got to start the rewiring. And for me and a small group of people, the United States of America is not it. Leaving that can help start the rewiring.